right?
Electors. Do the electors
This one,
first.
okay.
Because the budget, yeah, the budget.
All right, everyone join, we'll do the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all for coming. We will call the meeting of the electors to order
Yeah?
at 11 o'clock. Okay, I just need a motion to approve the previous year's minutes.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye, sorry.
Yeah, you guys have seconded the previous one. Okay. Approval of salary resolutions.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary resolutions for the
2023, 2024?
2024 fiscal year.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
These-
All right.
Isn't the public vote on these?
That's right, no, they don't. State of township address. Well, I think everything is going pretty well. You know, we have our new parks, we're getting our new docks in. I think we use our COVID money very effectively and efficiently to update and increase township facilities. I am looking into doing some stuff with cemeteries that I'll talk to the board about as of next meeting. Just remarketing, trying to figure out location of things. And then that should be about it. Does anybody else, the board member, have anything to say? All right. Public comment.
Already?
Yeah.
Was there anybody to sign in?
I did.
You didn't sign in, ma'am?
I did.
What's
I
your
said
name?
hi to you, too.
Hi.
I
Yeah.
stood in front of you and
Yeah.
said hi
Hi.
to you. Hi, thanks
Hi.
for saying hi back.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a comment you'd like to make?
Well, sure, since,
Are these both the same, or is it?
No, one's, this is
Separate.
the
I was wondering if maybe, and I don't know if this is the right place to ask, if there's a place, in you guys' thoughts about telling the public about how the ambulance service works,
Okay.
for Norman Township. How the transfers happen. And a few years ago, Mr. Mobley,
Richard's fine.
okay, I was, it was like 2014, and at that time, that day, I was making the meal and spending the evening at the ISD building, and my husband and myself and my son were hosting the evening for the homeless shelter. I can't remember, it was in November maybe. So we were doing all that, and I was very busy bobbing around, and that same morning, I went and gave blood and I know it was at the casino, and I didn't stay there because I always donated blood every 56 days. So when I got back to home, I said, oh my gosh, I forgot some stuff for the meal that night. And so I ran over to Dublin's store, and what happened was in the checkout,
Passed out.
yeah, almost.
Okay.
Not quite. I was always aware. Okay. So what happened is my husband and son came running over to Dublin's store, and the lady that was in charge over at Dublin's store already was offering me something to drink, and my son said, "Call the ambulance. We're not messing with this." He's always on we never called the ambulance. I think that was the one and only time in 25 years, and that was because they weren't sure what happened to me, and it was just because I had just given blood, and and apparently I think it was Michigan Blood at the time. It's now Versiti, I think, but at that time they okayed me probably when they shouldn't have, because my nephew worked for Michigan Blood, and that's what he said to me. Okay. So anyway,
Okay, so, yeah, what happened in Dublin?
so at Dublin, the ambulance came, and as far as I remember, I got over to, maybe over to here, because I was kind of like vague yet, okay?
Okay.
And so I don't think they started any IVs, I can't recall. This was 2014, I think it was December. So anyway, am I taking too much of everybody's time?
Go ahead.
Because this is a
Yeah.
good venue for me to tell
Yeah.
everybody, because then I was intercepted, okay, by I think the guy came from Cadillac, and I probably even know who he is anymore, I'm not sure. That's almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
So I got the bill,
Mhm.
and I said, well, our taxes pay for an ambulance ride. No, don't interrupt, okay? Because then the ball got rolling, okay? And I had a meeting with the head of emergency, the woman, and another nurse at Munson, which was West Shore at that time. And they said to me and my husband that even if somebody in Wilson has a toothache, they're going to do an intercept. And that just doesn't seem, to me. I want to know, because I got the bill, okay? And my son and my husband could have whipped me in there, and wouldn't have been any different. But of course, my son being touchy, and not touchy to be careful for his mother, okay, and that was the reason. So then there was an ambulance meeting here, I don't know how many years ago.
About 6 years ago,
6
maybe
years?
7 now, yeah. 6
Oh
or 7
yeah,
now.
six, because of, there was an ambulance meeting here, and I could not attend. And this is a twofold question, because I want to know how we can find out if you guys could just give us transcripts, or, where I lived downstate,
Well,
it was a tiny place, and they always give the transcripts on the, saying, this is the meeting, and this is what we decided, and this is what happened. And so I was wondering, that's the one question, but I want to know if you guys could make it known to everybody, and I'm not asking people not to call an ambulance ever, but I'm saying, make them known that they might be getting, I don't know if there's anything that is on your board listings or anything else that would say, hey, just so you take taxes, and I'm wonderful with that, but I pay taxes for anything here because I believe in this township, and it's wonderful. It's been wonderful for me for 23 years. So, okay, I've lived here. So I just want to know that. That's one of but I've got other things I want to ask you
Can I
about.
answer that one first?
Oh,
real quick?
please.
Okay.
No, we're not going anywhere until you answer.
Okay, so, so back 8, 9 years ago, when you had that, the billing was all done through the hospital, okay? And then we are a basic life support system, okay? So if you, and Ann can maybe correct me on this, if you have a minor injury that is not life-threatening, we will run you all the way to the hospital, because yours, they didn't know if it was heart, they didn't know what it was, so you were probably more ALS. We will pick you up, get you going to lessen the time, okay? And then they intercept.
To the fire department. That's where it was.
They intercept, but they send the rig out. Now that is all. That is still the same. Okay, we are still the ALS, and we basic life support, and they will. And if it's a major thing outside of a bloody nose or something, they will send ALS, and they will meet whether here or anywhere, or maybe sometimes we even get fully to the hospital because they don't always have ALS ambulance.
I understand that. Yeah.
When I took over as supervisor, the board and all, we talked about it, and we do the billing now. Okay, so we do the billing for the people in Norman Township. Your tax dollars pay to have that ambulance exist, okay? Pays for the ambulance, pays for the training. It does not pay for the service.
The ride.
So
Good
we
deal.
bill the service, okay? So, but as a Norman Township resident, there was talk of having a fee to join and have free service, like you would pay $73 a year or something like that, or $75 a year, and then if you ever had an ambulance run, you would never get billed. We don't do that. If you are a millage payer, meaning that you live in this township, you or your husband or your son, if he's a resident of the township or your home, you are covered, okay? What that means is we will send you the full bill of whatever X amount. We will take what your insurance, your private insurance, Medicare or Medicaid gives us. And if you are a resident, a member, we forgive anything out of pocket.
Do you make that known to the people?
Yes,
that
we
they
made it
can
all
join
known at those,
for
we don't
X
have,
amount?
we don't have it in writing because these were town halls, they were not meetings, okay? Because I did not want to have that all in writing, because in case the law changes, I'm not resending out letters for everybody, okay?
What law? You mean the
The-
law you
the-
guys make, or
The way
the
that we
state
can
of Michigan?
bill, the state of Michigan, the federal law, whatever, we are governed, that ambulance is governed by different bodies that say what you can charge for, what you can't charge for, different things like that. So, how this works, to let you know in a very basic way, you will be billed by Norman Township Ambulance. We will take what your insurance gives us as a taxpayer, as a member, because you pay into the millages, fire or ambulance. So if your insurance, if it's a $1,500 bill and your insurance pays $500, we take that $500 and anything out of pocket, we forgive as a member, okay? 43 to 47% of our runs are people that don't live here. We then bill their insurance, whatever their insurance pays, and then we send the rest of it to collections, or we require that out of pocket. That has kept our ambulance very solvent without having to raise the value. As far as the intercepts go, and
Yeah.
you forgive me for not knowing the rate, Norman Township is responsible, and it's at different levels for Medicaid, Medicare, private insurance.
I hope
We
so.
are required to pay West Shore or Munson Healthcare or MMR, whatever the service is. We are required to pay them a specific amount, whether it's from private or public healthcare. Okay, so we have to pay them a fee for doing the intercept. It used to be,
And you transfer that bill to the person then?
No. If we do an ambulance run for you and say it's $1,500 and your insurance pays $100 or $500, West Shore might say, I'm gonna say West Shore, but it's Munson Healthcare, might charge us $250 for that intercept fee. So we will pay them $250 and we recover $250 of that time to pay for our employees, our fuel, our equipment that we used. If you're a non-resident, we bill you for the whole amount. So whatever your insurance company pays and whatever you don't is out of pocket. So does that make you feel more comfortable? You as a Norman Township resident can only get billed what your insurance pays. You do not have out of pocket. We forgive anything out of pocket.
Oh, well,
So as a Norman Township resident, we only take what your insurance pays. If you are a taxpayer here, and you pay the millages, we forgive that amount, any extra amount over and above your insurance. So that's basic synopsis. It goes very, very long and very complicated about the fees, but that doesn't need to, that doesn't really concern you. Yours is about what you are out of pocket, what you could possibly bill, correct?
between
The fire department
the
and
group between you guys, the agreement between you guys and Munson
Yep,
Manistee Hospital.
yeah. That
So
doesn't,
so whatever they decide to bill me,
they don't bill you. You only get the bill from Norman Township, and
Okay.
Norman Township pays them an
so that
intercept fee.
change, that's the change.
Yes.
Okay, because when that meeting happened, I was at the doctor's or at
Yeah.
the hospital, whatever, I did not make it here, but I was not made aware of a transcript or something that would tell me what happened.
There wasn't. That's why we had 3 of those meetings. We had 3 different meetings on that. And you have to understand though that our ambulance is BLS, basic life support. If they are out on another run or we are unable to staff and run because we are volunteer, you could get a bill. You could have an MMR ambulance come and pick you up, and then you will get the bill from the hospital and you will be responsible for the whole amount.
So if you guys aren't
If we're not available. Yes.
Gotcha.
That would be the only, hopefully we work very hard. Mr. Chief Vanderby and the entire department worked very hard. The board has worked very hard. We now have our custodian that works for the fire department, so it's a dual job now. So we're doing everything we can to keep this little ambulance afloat that we have. Okay?
Yep, I see Mr. Vanderby participated in the dunk tank last night, huh? Yes. Are you a man?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. I'm Janet Greenlander. I don't think we've ever met. Oh.
Do you have another question, Dan?
Yeah, I did, about how, if there's a thing going on that you wanted to have happen here that, well, I guess maybe I'll just forget all that other stuff.
That can come to a normal board meeting, you know, something like you
Oh, really?
wanting, yeah, that can be at a normal
Okay,
board
can I
meeting.
just make a comment for the yearly meeting then?
Sure.
Different communities, like last weekend, I participated in the fishing derby. And then after that, I zipped over and watched Peter, what was his last name? Peter Yarrow from Peter, Paul and Mary. That was supplied by Spirit of the Woods.
Yeah.
I would like to see more things happen in this building. If people approached you, even from a different community, and wanted to do something free, or, I mean, there's been a lot of things that fishing derby I've been part of probably 10 years, you know, but a lot of good things could come here, and a lot of things have left here, and you know, I just wish they would come back, you know, and the primary draw for our community, back in the 70s, was the fish, the big fish. Everybody's coming all over the world to come to this Tippy Dam to fish, right? And even my brothers who are 90s and they're passed away already, they all came here fishing. And now the primary draw is Dublin Store. Oh, I wanted to say one more thing. Farmers Market. You know what? Jason's doing a great job, but he has to go to Ludington. Do we have land? I was told there's land on the corner of 6th Street and Bosham on the northeast corner.
I'm gonna kind of,
Something, I just
well,
want to make that comment, just write it down that I said it.
yep. Okay.
That's all. You don't have to comment to it.
And, well, I'll tell you, people that want to use this hall, we have a gentleman that comes out of Cadillac that runs a free karate service here at night. The seniors use it a couple times. Anybody that wants to use this hall for the betterment of the community, we allow them. I don't know where that ever came out of. This hall is used majority of the time for free for nonprofit things, okay? So
Right.
any activity, you know, if the Boy Scouts want to use it, they use it. If the school wants to hold fundraisers to do different things to help the kids, they use it. The seniors have their nights, the jammers do their thing. So that has never been a problem, you know, as long as it's usually a nonprofit type thing.
Yes.
Or if it's a nonprofit group that's holding an event to use that money to better the community. We always allow that.
Right.
And as far as we can talk later about the farmer's market, but you have to understand, when you have a farmer's market, you have 2, maybe 3 now, with Dollar General, I think they have some fresh fruits and vegetables. But we have stores that tends to create a little bit of an issue and they say, well, they have it in Manistee. Yes, but Manistee has thousands of people and we have hundreds of people. So
Exactly,
it becomes a little bit of a sore issue when we use those businesses to help support the community.
We're not,
So, yeah.
and it is a social thing. It's not for making money. Farmers Market does not make money. I used to do Farmers Market for 20 years in the city of Midland. I'm saying it's a social event that brings people into your community to go into your store and to go into, you know, whatever, to go and use your facilities, the rowboats or whatever they use, the canoes or kayaks they do. They bring, and everybody needs something to be social because we're tired of the pandemic thing. We need people to be back out in the community. We're not getting them with jammers. We're not getting with seniors. I delivered meals on meals till March.
Yep.
Yeah, to here. So forever, for like 3 years, okay? I didn't do it because I was wanting to make money. I wanted to see seniors keep going. Because if seniors are here and they hear about, you know, like the lady that came from MSU to teach them and they got $100 towards produce, they could go use SNAP or double up bucks and go right over here. It's not taken away from the grocery store that has 2 gray tomatoes to sell.
Yeah.
And it's not about the businesses. I'm telling you,
Okay.
Dublin store is making plenty.
Well-
I support every
Well,
store.
ma'am, we can talk about that. Well, what you're talking about though is civic groups,
Social.
civic and social groups that get together. This facility is always available to those, but it is not the job of this board, this dais
Hell,
here.
I didn't ask for that.
I know, so yeah, if you get a group that wants to start something like that, we could probably work something out if you want to get
Great,
into it.
and
yeah.
that land over at the corner
We'll
of
figure
6th
something,
and-
we'll figure the
okay.
place, yep,
Because it's a bare field and you guys own it, we own it. Everybody here owns it.
yep. So
It would
that's
be
something,
lovely.
we just need a group to come. Usually when groups come with us with ideas, we're very receptive.
I'll have
you know, we
MDOT,
always
Michigan
have-
Department of Rural Development, I'll come and have them talk to you, because I can,
Okay,
okay?
yep, all right, great.
And then they can give you the information, or I'll get the information from them, and I will
But
bring
it's
it
just-
out here.
It's up to
Not-
the
we
citizens
don't
to
want the
run it,
building.
not the board, yeah.
The citizens?
Yeah, the citizens run it. We as township officials do not run things like
I
that,
know.
so, okay,
Yep, that's good,
all right, great.
thanks. We
Thank
could
you.
maybe make a, little, what do you call it, census? To see, see what anybody in the township wants it. You know, I participate every month in the
Yeah.
Booster Euchre. So,
Okay.
I know this is a wonderful venue, and it's very good for social, and so is farmer's market. Farmers are not gonna make money on it, I'm telling you that.
Okay,
You do it for a social thing, you could have a band, jammers come out there.
yeah.
Okay, I'll
We'll
let
talk
you
about that
go.
in the meeting. Okay, great, thank you. All right, so I don't think we have any other public comment. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. It is now 11:21. Okay. So we already did the pledge with the other one, so we can go that. So we need to open we need to call the meeting to order of the trustees' budget and public hearing.
I move we open the public meeting at 11:21 for the budget public hearing. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, present is Mobley's here, Ty's here, Montgomery's here, trustee Fraley is here, George Oscara is not. Okay. All right, so if you all have a copy of the proposed and amended budget, basically what we did is we had a work session a month or so ago that we went through. We saw anything, what we do is we take where we stand on each line item, and we see where we're at from where we budgeted last year to where we're at current. And then we create next year's budget by looking at, is everything gonna be the same? Do we notice any other big purchases? Do we need to add or subtract anything for next year's budget? So when you look at this, your second column here is original budget. This is our amended budget, where we are at right now. And then the third line is the 2023-24 budget. The general fund budget is adopted and separated out by department. So like in bigger townships, the supervisor might have assistants or deputy supervisors that actually work. For us, all of our departments are just us, for the most part, with maybe a deputy that does some work. So they're divided out in the following. So the first sheet you have is expenditures. And those expenditures go with the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth sheets. Six sheets. So if you look at the first group in expenditures on the third page, that total is the current is on the first page under township TWP government. So that's that 34,495, and those will be the specific line items that they're broken out into. The next one is trustees, the next one is supervisors. So when you look at the third line under township and you see supervisor, 11,669, you can see that it's broke out into my salary. I had $40 for a deputy. I had my FICA. I had $3 for deputy FICA, and that was it. Okay? I didn't have any meals or anything like that, but then it breaks them out further because we adopt the general fund as a whole, but it's broken down. Where fire, ambulance, and rubbish funds are not broke down to that. They are not required to be broken down to that because they don't really have departments. They run as a whole. We adopt them as a whole. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So, I think we're good there, if that worked. Any public comment? There's nobody on break? Anybody good?
No, Janet was on there again, but I don't know.
Janet, do you have any comment on the budget?
I was,
You signed it on both. Was
I
it?
signed everything, I don't care.
So,
Oh,
do you have any questions on that, Janet?
no.
Okay, all right.
I'll make a a motion to close the public hearing,
I'll second it.
11:25.
Okay. All right, so we go on to new business. And do we kind of want to do you guys, just since Joanne's writing, you guys want to make a motion and second, and we'll do these pretty quickly here. All right, so new business number 1. Let's make this easier for Joanne. Do you want to make the motions and you second?
Sure.
So Merrill will make the motion, Jason will second.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the 2022-23 amended general fund budget.
And I will second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
No? Nay?
Nay.
None. Oh, you nay?
I'm nay.
Okay. To consider adoption of the 2023-24 proposed general fund budget.
I'll make a motion to
Set.
accept the
Adoption.
general fund budget proposed.
Jason, you want to second that?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay? Okay. To consider adoption of the amended fire fund budget.
Okay, I make a motion to accept the 2022-23 amended fire department budget.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None. Okay. Number 4.
I make the motion to accept the 2023-24 proposed fire fund budget.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay.
I make a motion to accept the 2022-23 amended ambulance fund budget.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Okay.
I make a
Number 6.
motion to accept the 2023-2024 proposed ambulance fund budget.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Number 7.
I make a motion to accept the 2022-23 amended rubbish fund budget.
I second that.
All in favor?
I
Aye. Opposed? None? Number 8.
make a motion to accept the 2023-24 proposed rubbish fund budget.
I second that.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? None? Now, Jay, you can make a motion.
I'll make that motion that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, here we go. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, today.
Can I talk to you, Richard?
Yeah, let me take these chairs back real quick. I'll come right back on.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll be right back.